What's going on, PTG fam? Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. This episode is brought to you by G2 Paintball. G2 Paintball is a paintball athletics company designed to make you a better paintball athlete. You guys already know what it's all about. We've been talking about it nonstop. We have tons of events out there in Arizona right now with the G2 family, Victor Gamboa and Rusty Glaze, obviously major parts of the Dynasty organization, and Tyler Harmon, Brandon Unger out there as well. Doing a really great thing for the paintball community, offering you guys a very affordable and very interactive training program that you guys can get out there and work with some of the pros and really learn how to maximize your abilities on the paintball field. We also have plans to bring the G2 paintball program to San Diego. I know Ryan Greenspan and myself will be kind of the spear of the tip of the spear with that operation. We're very excited for that. For more information, you guys could head over to g2paintball.com. Make sure to keep up with us, see what we're doing, and get active, get involved, because it is an amazing program for any player that's looking to get in better shape and, like I said, maximize their abilities on the paintball field. This episode is also brought to you by Transfuse. You guys already know what Transfuse is all about. This is the best electrolyte drink on the market. It is easy for me to say that. It's the truth. We love it. It tastes amazing. It's all natural, very low sugar. Has everything you need to have a strong immune system and stay hydrated, have good cognitive function. This stuff is fantastic. Magnesium, potassium, sodium, vitamin B, choline, you name it. Has a ton of vitamin C and zinc, which is phenomenal stuff as well for your immune system. I've been taking it every single day. As you guys know, I feel great. I feel awesome. You know, I do a lot of travel, and sometimes the travel really knocks you down. It's really difficult on the body, but with Transfuse, I feel really good. I actually just got off of a 6-hour flight from New York this morning, and I feel great. Went to the gym. I feel hydrated. I feel really, really fresh. So Transfuse, guys, we love it. We've partnered with them to bring you guys an awesome discount as well. You guys can head over to translabs.com. That's translabs.com. And use code PLAYTHEGAME at checkout. You'll get 10% off. They do have an awesome deal if you subscribe to where you have your product shipped to you monthly. You get an extra 11% off. So you end up getting a really good deal if you do the subscription route. Ends up being very affordable, and it's stuff that we should be taking all the time. We want to take care of our bodies, guys and girls. So again, that's translabs.com. Use code PLAYTHEGAME at checkout and enjoy the tastiness, the discounts, the health, the well-being, everything, all of it, all of the above. This episode, guys, is also brought to you by Heal Brand CBD. We love this stuff. I personally am in love with it for reasons that, you know, maybe some of you don't use CBD for. A lot of people use it for relaxation and to help with anxiety or inflammation even. For me, it just really helps me get a good night of sleep. They have some amazing knockout shots. It's loaded with awesome stuff. Valerian root, melatonin, tryptophan, a bunch of other good stuff. And obviously their nanotechnology CBD. That is the key behind all of their CBD, is their nanotechnology. It's really great because what it does is it's a micronized formula, and it is designed to break through the cellular wall. So you don't need as much. You need a pretty low dose to feel maximum effects, and it works really well. You feel it almost immediately compared to other CBDs you usually have to take for multiple days, sometimes weeks before your body starts to reap the benefits. This stuff, we started noticing a difference right away. One of the best CBD companies and brands that I have definitely ever used, and we love this stuff. So Heal Brand CBD, we have also worked with them to bring you guys a 10% discount as well. You could head over to healbrand.com, check them out, and if it's for you, give it a shot. If not, I would still give it a shot, and it might become for you because it's something, like I said, that we fully back, and I don't like to travel without it. It is a game changer when I'm on the road and maybe the time differences are a little off. I take some of the knockout shot with a little bit of the tincture, and I'm out. I'm off in dreamland. It's awesome. It's great stuff. This episode, everybody, was a fun one. It was an easy one, just a quick one. Tyler and I wanted to catch up with you guys and fill you in on our weekends. And, Tyler was at the ICPL 10-man event over the weekend. I was in New York coaching a team. And over the last couple of weekends, we've had a few PTG Pro Schools, some G2 events. We had some upcoming stuff we wanted to share with you guys as well. So we just kind of sat there and hung out for a little bit and wanted to connect with the PTG fam. So without further ado, we're going to hop in there and hope you guys enjoy the show.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication. And the crowd starts chanting Harmon. Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game. Came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Marchurro! Yo, my
Yeah.
dude. Happy
Yeah,
Monday.
buddy. Happy Monday indeed. My goodness, it's been chaos. Chaos. Chaos, I tell you. I think we've gone through this little intro bit 25 times already. We're trying to get
Just
this show
about.
going.
Yep. The internet has been giving us a run for our money here.
Yeah, not our friend, not our friend. For the
Yeah.
listeners, if you're watching on the YouTube, you'll see I don't have my headphones that I usually wear. I'm pretty sure I left the cord on the airplane on my flight out to New York. That's a little bit of a bummer. Then I couldn't find these headphones. Took me forever. Finally found them in my golf bag.
Yeah.
Then the internet wasn't working, and we've
Yep.
been running in circles trying to get this show going. But we're stoked because Tyler was in Chicago for the ICPL this weekend. I was in New York coaching a team for the final event of the series. And we just had a lot we wanted to talk to you guys about and catch up with everybody on.
Yeah.
And it looks like we're good now, which is amazing. Awesome.
Yes, I know. No more lagging. We're having some crazy lagging going on there. And yeah, the ICPL was outstanding. NXL did a great job of putting on a safe and fun event for everybody. Everybody had a great time playing some 10-man in the woods. So we'll definitely dive into all the details on that here in a second. And then you went to New York with Wrecking Crew. Is that right?
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
All the
was
boys. Shout out to Wrecking Crew.
yeah, I made a shout out to the guys. We did not do very well. We were in contention for the series title in Division 3. We won the series championship last year in Division 4, bumped up to D3 this year, and it was us and this
Nice.
other team called Power out there. Major shout out to Power. Congrats to them as well. They won 3 out of 4 events this year. We won the first one, and then they won the last 3 and won the
Wow.
series. Billy Bernaccio was coaching them, so shout out to him as
Yeah.
well. But our team just didn't really show up. And, it's also a little bit of a bummer because only 5 teams showed up to play. So instead of taking 4 and having a semifinals and finals, they only took 3 teams from the prelims. And we got that 4th spot, which was, a little bit of a bummer. But we definitely put ourselves in that position. I think we got 9 penalties in the first 3 games, and you can't win that way. You can't win.
No,
and
that's
and
debilitating.
honestly, it is absolutely. And honestly, a lot of them were deserved. So,
Yeah.
I think the refs were pretty overzealous with some of the majors they wanted to throw, but at the same time, they weren't. I don't feel like we got a bad shake by any means.
Yeah.
Our guys
And
just didn't play with discipline.
a lot of the times the refs when the ball gets rolling in a certain direction, they get a little fed up and they're like, all right, how are we going to teach these guys? Let's
Yeah,
give them a little bit more, And yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to Power. Sounds like they were powerful out there. And what was the league called? What was that?
Yeah, it's the OPS, and it's out
OPS.
at Matt's Outback. Major
Nice.
shout out to Tom who runs the field. They have an
There we
amazing
go.
location, dude. It's one of my favorite fields actually. I love going there. It's like kind of tucked away in this little nestle of a bunch of trees. It's gorgeous. He has 2 really nice turf fields. Good bunkers, and it's just a fun event. It's really fun. It's been fun to go out there the last couple of years. A lot of good teams out there. Good competition, and
Yeah.
I thought it was good. It was a good weekend. Other than
Totally.
just coming up short, I was kind of at a loss for words yesterday when all of it was happening. As a coach, you can set the X's and O's, but when that kind of stuff starts happening, it's really out of your control. It's really tough. It's really tough to stand by
Yeah.
and watch. Like I don't even really know what you're supposed to say
Yeah.
in that scenario.
Say, hey, snap out of it. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah.
Play the game, guys.
Said that a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, you can draw the X's and O's. It's up to the individuals who step onto the field to take it on their shoulders and execute and get the job done, make the right decisions, and
Yeah.
make sure they come out with that win out there.
Yeah. It was a bummer too because like 3 of the penalties in a row were at the very end of a point, so it forced us to start the next point down 2 bodies.
Ah,
So
yeah.
like the second match, which if we would have just tied or won even one more of the matches, we played Power the very first game and we tied them. They don't do overtime in the prelims there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we tied them the very first match, and then the next game was against a team called Apex, and shout out to them. They're also coached by Keith DeVitt. They've come a long way
Yeah.
since last year. Major shout out to those guys. They have been practicing a lot, and it shows.
Yep.
They actually made it to the top three. They had to play power, so they didn't make it into the actual finals. But from where they were at the start of the year, even major improvement. But we were up
Awesome.
2-0 against them, and then we started getting some bad penalties. I think we ended up playing 2 points in a row, 3-on-5. They came back. The score ended up being 5-3 them.
Mhm.
And if we even tie or win one of those games that we should have won, we
Yeah,
make it into that next round, and it's a whole different ball game, But
that's right.
man, penalties, it sucks. I really do hate blaming wins and losses, stuff like that on penalties. You know how it is. That's like the worst excuse
Mhm.
to hear. And I always tell people, dude, stop. It's in your control, and it is.
Mhm.
But it was just so hard. It felt like we couldn't get anything going, And
Yeah.
and like I
So,
said, a lot of them were deserved. I was standing in the
yeah.
pits, and it's funny. I always do this to test my players too. If you ever see, your player, I would do it on our team too. If like
Mhm.
one of our guys gets a penalty and I saw it, and I
Mhm.
know the answer of whether or not they deserved it, when they come
Mhm.
into the pit, I'll ask them, hey, was it deserved? As if I don't know, just to see
Mhm.
if they'll tell the truth. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm always doing that. And especially with teams that I coach, because if I ever don't see anything, and it's a call that we need to argue or something, and a player comes in, I need to know if I could trust them. You know what I
Of
mean?
course. It's just like
Something
any good relationship, right? You know?
Yeah, totally. I mean,
Yeah.
you shouldn't go into all your relationships trying to test each other too much, but yeah,
Well, dude,
100%. There needs to be honesty and trust, right? You need to
you're
have that.
talking to the test master. That's all I
You
do
are
is
the
test
test
people.
master. You do all the time. I actually, I'm on my toes all the time with you. I'm like, what
Yeah,
does
yeah.
that question actually mean?
Yeah,
Huh?
dude. And but that's honestly what you do in that way of checking to see if people are being honest. There's nothing wrong with that, especially as the you're the leader, you're
Yeah.
the coach. You're the one that they look to for guidance, and you got to know that you're getting that good information as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And so, like I was saying, the first couple I saw that we definitely deserved. The players did tell
Hmm.
me that it was deserved. I was like, okay, that's good. And then later on, they were like, that really wasn't deserved. And that's the thing
Yeah,
that I always try to tell players as well is if you set the tone early for playing on or doing something that the refs don't like, you're never going to get the benefit of the doubt later in the event. And this is
yeah,
why, like when we teach clinics or coach teams, it's so important to really stress the importance of playing clean and also playing the refs. And I guess I'll give Billy Wing a pretty big shout out because early in my career, on the Ironman, I'll never forget. He always said, you're playing two teams out there. You're playing the one on the other side of the field, and you're also playing the refs.
that's
So
right.
it's always yes, sir, thank you, sir. And I've always
Yeah.
carried that with me, and refs have a really tough job. I've refed before, when I was a
Oh yeah,
professional
me too.
player. When I was a
Yeah,
professional player, I refed. I refed
yeah.
Mike's tournaments at WCPPL, and it was hard. Like I missed calls all the time. So I
Hmm.
understand how hard that job is. And showing them a little bit of respect and just continuously playing clean goes a long way. I feel like I do get the benefit of the doubt in times where, it's maybe a gray area thing and I'm not intentionally trying, whereas other players, they definitely don't. And it's
Hmm.
because they've shown the refs, um, you know, ugly colors, I guess. You know what I mean? So it's so
Yeah.
important to just always try to play clean and respect the refs and have good attitudes because it can really derail a tournament. It's happened over and over with so many teams. You hear
Yeah.
about it all the time. So
For sure. I mean, it's huge, man. You gotta play nice out there, otherwise those refs are gonna take you down, man.
yeah,
They'll make
absolutely,
sure you do not move forward. Yeah, and
absolutely.
like that field, it sounds amazing. We're gonna have to do a PTG Pro School out there, and I definitely got to come check that out. That field sounds awesome.
It is, yeah, 100%. I would like to talk to Tom and get out there and make something happen. I know Billy Bernaccia does like drill night every Wednesday there, which is super cool, man. It's super cool
Yeah,
for the culture. You know what I mean? I love seeing that
absolutely.
some of these pros have been doing that during COVID times. They've
COVID
been going to their
times.
local fields and getting interaction with the divisional players because that's something that you and I had. We talk about that all the
Yeah,
time. We had that growing up. We had the opportunity to play with some of the best players in the game. So now that we've had this little bit of downtime, you see like Archie's doing it with Ryan Brand out there in Texas. I know Billy does it. Keith does it. I'm sure other
yeah,
pros are doing it. I'm just not really sure of the names, but I
Yeah.
hope when we get back into the full schedule of things that it continues and players continue to go to their local fields. And actually, I got to give a major shout out to DMG too. They might not post about it a lot, or we don't really talk about it because there's not any real big name players on the team, I guess. But I know those guys up in Northern California do similar stuff on the weekends. They're always out there, mixing it in, and
Yeah.
they're really doing a good job of building the culture up there as well.
Yeah, those are the future big name players that are going to be coming out of there. They got
Yeah,
a great
totally.
camp there. I actually grew up in the area, short of just the last year I moved out to Arizona, but Capitol Edge is where I really got good because I was able to go to Dave Baines's field and just play as much paintball as I wanted when I was on
Totally.
Oakland, and that place is phenomenal. He's got a great couple of fields there for airball. He's got big rec ball fields, bunch of fun stuff for the kids out there. So yeah, Dave Baines, he definitely knows what he's doing up at Capitol Edge. He's killing it.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Yeah.
man.
And we
I
actually in Arizona, we're going to have a little practice regiment that we'll be running coming into World Cup during the week, or possibly on some of the weekends. Probably during the week because all my weekends are booked up. So we're going to try and get some of those going out here. If you're in Arizona, if you want to come out and get some drills going, we're going to start doing that here soon.
There you go. Yeah, I'm super excited for our World Cup grind. We'll get to that a little bit later, probably to close out the show. But we'll be coming
Yeah.
out there the third
Yep.
weekend before the event to do a little Dynasty Hell Week. That's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait
Yeah.
for that. So, yeah, we've been grinding, man. I even after a long flight today, I just went to the gym, in my little neighborhood, got a good workout.
Hmm.
I'm looking forward to this one, man. We haven't been able to compete for a while, and that's why actually this loss yesterday really kind of cut me deep. I left the event really not having much to say to the guys because I was so frustrated. And honestly, I think I may have taken the loss worse than a lot of them. And that's
Yeah.
not to take away from how much effort and stuff they put in because they've been working their butts off weekend after weekend preparing for the event. And so I know they took it bad too, but it was like the only type of real competition that I've had as well
Yeah.
recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Besides golf, I guess. But in paintball, it was like we haven't had much to compete with. And when I'm
It's
coaching
true.
teams, I know you feel the same way. When I'm coaching teams, it's like that's an extension of me, and of course we
Mhm.
want to win. We're highly competitive and we're putting everything we can out there to help an organization win. So
And that's one of the hardest things to learn, Marcelo, is learning how to win. Like you may
exactly.
be good at playing paintball and damn, you guys can get through the first, second, third rounds and get up into the further rounds, but there's very few people that know how to win,
Mm,
that have learned how to in those moments to win it and to make it happen. It's a skill set. It's very hard to do. It's not something that is natural. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of thought power because as hard as we work our butts off to be in peak physical shape, there's a whole aspect of paintball that this whole learning how to win and knowing how to approach each moment because they're so unique, right? Especially when you
mm.
get into these deeper rounds, these moments they become super unique and you have to be able to choose the right choices. You have to make the right choices in those very peak moments and it's a skill set that it takes time and a lot of tournaments, a lot of losses to learn how to win.
Totally, dude. And you also have to learn how to win as a group though too. You could have a bunch of players that have
That's right.
learned how to win on their own with other teams or with their team and then you have a few of those pieces change and you bring in some
Uh-huh.
new pieces and you almost have to learn how to re-win again, especially if the
That's
competition
right.
is on par with you. You know what I mean? Because that's it's funny, a lot of people have asked, and I'm sure they've asked you too, like what's it going to take for Dynasty to get back on top? And it's for me, it's hasn't for a long time, it hasn't been a talent thing, and it's not like
No.
we all don't know how to win, but this particular group hasn't quite won together, this mix of players. And so it's like for me, I feel like as soon as we get that one time, it kind
Mhm.
of ignites the belief system,
Uh-huh.
and when you're in those games Sunday and it's close and you're trying to close out a point or whatever it is, what you're making a 2 point comeback or you're holding off a team, whatever it is, you just have that confidence with that group. And so it's so important
Totally.
to keep the same group, same guys as often as you can, and find a
That's right.
group that is going to work hard together and everybody shows up weekend after weekend,
Yeah.
it's so
And
important.
it's difficult in pro paintball as well because you have all these appetizing offers and people talking in your ear left and right about this, that, and the other. And people leave every season and come on the team every season. And so you're right, Marcella, you have to learn how to win every single year. Every single tournament is a brand new moment, right? Like we always talk about these brand new moments that we have to capture these moments and
Yeah.
make them ours, because they could easily slip through your fingers if you don't really attack it. And yeah,
Totally.
we have yet to win with this group of guys on Dynasty, and it's because we haven't figured out how to win yet. We
Mhm.
just haven't figured that out. And honestly, for me, I think less is more. That's how I, typically approach things. When you put too much pressure on things and really try to overanalyze, you end up stirring yourself a little crazy. But if you just know the direction, you know where we're headed, and you just attack it with all your heart, give it all you got, and then obviously the connectivity plays a huge factor. We have to be hyper connected out there and making good decisions, and hopefully we make the right decisions and win events. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, damn, dude, you were out at the ICPL
Yep.
this weekend. Bunch of legends out there.
Dude,
It
it was
looked really
insane.
fun. Looked
Yeah,
really fun. I'm stoked that they were able to have that. I wish I was out there as well. That would have
I
been
know.
I wish these events weren't on the same weekend.
Hmm.
But let's talk about that, dude. How was it?
Yeah,
Some nostalgic 10-man,
dude.
all the old legends out there. I saw
Yeah.
Lasoya, Dreamy, all those guys, dude. Todd Adamson, everybody was out there. So let's chat about
Literally.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
literally everybody.
literally everybody. It was like the Push movie came to life out there, and
Dude.
it was, yeah, like it's a dream come true to be able to be around those guys, because I would come home from school every day and watch Push. That was my movie. I loved it. I loved the music. I loved the scenes. I loved the story. I loved the drama, the paintball, just fire, and these rock stars that they created with that film. And I got to hang out with all those dudes this weekend at the ICPL at Badlands in Crete, I believe it is, by Chicago.
The
But
OG
it's,
field, Badlands.
dude, it was crazy. We played on the zipper field, and we played 5-man and 10-man on that zipper field. It was nuts, and had a great time. And then we also played in the thicket of the woods that they have over there. I actually played on that thick side woods field in like 2013, 2014 for the UWL out there. But
Oh, nice.
I've never seen them choose this field for like 7 or 8 years now. Every time we go out there, they typically have those two other fields that they used. So it was cool to go back into the real thick woods, and they had like some areas where it's like you go crawling through the wormholes and you pop up by a mound and there's a couple guys in front of you. I was playing the show tape and I was just sticking fools on that side over there. It was fun, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
There's nothing like crawling up on someone and they're on the other side of this huge dirt mound, and then just climb, like, running up the dirt mound and sticking them, and they fall on their butt backwards and stuff. It was pretty funny.
Mounds are some of my favorite fields to play. And
Yeah.
wow, woods ball, man, it just sounds like such a fun little warm up because we
Oh
got what
yeah.
5 weeks now till World Cup, 5 weekends
Uh-huh. That's
till
right.
the actual event, which is amazing. I mean, it came up quick. It seemed like we had nothing going on, and then all of a sudden, boom, dude, we are right here en
That's
route
right.
to World Cup. You got to play a full on tournament.
Hmm.
What were some names out there? Was Shane Piston out there? He didn't get to make it, did he?
Unfortunately, Shane was not out there. We had all of the aftershock guys, Infamous, Dreamy, and the Goon Squad were out there having fun, dude.
There you
Dreamy
go,
was
Marvin
running a
Hanson.
racket.
Hell yeah.
He was having the best time ever, and they were all HK'd out, which is cool. They had, let's see, just tons of dudes. I mean, I got to talk with Danny Love, who's one of like my favorite nostalgic old paintball players,
Dude, awesome.
and I actually found out that he grew up in Santa Cruz, California, in the area that my mom grew up. I didn't even know that, which is crazy.
That is crazy. Hey, who was it that said they got one of Danny Love's autocockers on the show?
I think it was Dresser. I
It
think it
was.
was.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was. Yeah, John
that's right.
Dresser. Shout out to John Dresser.
And
Was he
John
out
was
there?
out
Of
there.
course he was.
Yep. Dude,
Yeah,
he
cool.
actually
How was that?
pulled some quick ones on him out there, and the walls were caving in on him, and he made a move and like hid behind the banner that you start at, which is, I didn't know was in play, but I guess is in play. And he was
Okay.
back there, and they tried coming up and getting that flag, and he was just whack-a-mole and popping up and shooting those fools from behind the banner.
Dude, there we go,
Yeah,
John. Look, you just
yeah.
work smarter, not harder, right?
Dude, he was playing the game to the fullest right there.
That's funny. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
And
So
it was just amazing for the culture, dude. And the
Mhm.
NXL did a great job of putting on a safe and fun event. Like I said, they really care about paintball, and I know it's not easy. It hasn't been easy, but thank you NXL
Yeah.
for all you guys are doing to keep paintball going. I know there was tons of people out there smiling, having a good time, getting to play hyperball, play in the woods, and just get back to our grassroots and play some fun ball.
Yeah, man, it's really good to see paintball kind of starting to come back to life. It's been sad not having stuff to go and compete with, you know, and we're fortunate. You and I are super blessed that we, one, had this
Yeah,
show, and two, we've had a lot of events. Actually, we've done a lot of clinics.
yeah,
We'll talk about the clinic we just did in Iowa in a second, but
yeah,
we've had paintball almost every weekend still, which has been really cool, really fortunate. We just haven't
yeah,
had that high level competition, which is truly what fuels both of us the most. But
for sure.
you
Yeah,
know, we've been snacking. We've
that's
been able
right.
to snack, which is really nice.
Yes, we're
Um,
very fortunate. Like G2, I've been able to do a
yeah,
lot of the G2s.
yeah,
We've done the
totally.
PTG Pro schools.
Mhm,
We've been staying busy and just grinding
mhm.
and having fun with it, you know, making the most out of what we got and taking this downtime and turning it into a huge opportunity, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. And that's all you could do, right? We always talk about that. So, you
Yeah,
know, a lot of people have used this time to get kind of creative, and I really like to see that. So,
for sure.
um,
More paintball. That's what we need.
yeah, more paintball, 100%, dude. Who
Yeah.
won? Who won the ICPL?
Cap, which was awesome. So huge shout out to Cap.
Oh yeah,
And I know that Moorhead had Timmy's jersey and the photos I was seeing, and it was all
yeah,
for Tim and lifting his name up and getting that
fitting.
win for the Cap family there. And I was actually supposed to play with Cap at that one, but I had already made commitments to the All Americans, which is who I played with, and I was actually supposed to play alongside my buddy Riley Sullivan, one of my best friends in the world, who got into a car accident, which is super tragic. And thankfully, he is alive and healing, but he like broke his femur, messed up his pelvic bone, like got broken, and he had like huge hole in his arm. It was really bad, dude. Um,
You guys have
and
a GoFundMe going for him and his family, right? Because his family was in
That's
the car
right.
too, I believe. I
That's
don't know
right.
all
If
the details, but if you
Yeah,
want to share about it,
please. Totally. Yes. Please go to my Facebook, Tyler Harmon, or Tyler Dean Harmon. I can't remember which one it's on. It might be on the Tyler Dean Harmon one. Go check out that, and please go and support him on the GoFundMe. Thankfully, I mean, his wife and kids were in the car as well. His wife and three of their kids were in the car, and they're okay. The car got hit on the side where Riley was at, so he took the most of the impact, and thankfully he's strong enough that he's going to be all right and everybody's going to be okay. But definitely go support
Good.
them, please, if you can, on my Facebook, and that would mean a lot to us for sure.
Yeah, I know how close you guys always were, man. That was you're like your big brother, growing
Totally.
up in the game, you know.
Yeah, from Oakland, day one. He was the one that I would always scrimmage against, and he whooped my butt, man, for a long time
Snap
and got me
Sully,
good. Yeah,
Snap Sully, dude. That's
he
why,
is.
dude. I beat him in that one-on-one in Vegas in
Oh
2012
yeah,
Dynasty, and that was for me. I took it as a really big win because yeah,
yeah.
Riley Sullivan is one of the
Hmm.
nastier gunfighters to play the game.
For sure. And I did find it. It's on Tyler Dean Harmon on Facebook, and I
Okay,
posted it
cool.
on September 27th. So you would just go to my timeline there for September 27th, and the GoFundMe is right there. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know that their family appreciates that as well. Thank you guys.
Of
Yeah.
course, man. So
Yeah.
let's see. This whole thing is catching up with us on our recent travels and what we've been doing. We also Iowa was a blast, dude. We got to talk about
Oh
that.
yeah.
Really have a chance to dive into how much fun that weekend was, and
Yeah.
a lot of those guys were there to get ready for a tournament that they just played this last weekend, and they
Yeah.
did pretty well, which is
Yeah.
awesome. We were sharing on our Instagram, got some second places, they got some medals.
That's
Um,
right. That's the highest
and
they've ever that was, I think, the first time they've ever podiumed.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, that's what they were
Yeah.
saying. They said they went from dead last to second place, which was
Yeah,
pretty
baby.
cool
Love
in
that.
one event. So,
Hey, that's the power of the
that's
PTG,
power.
man. The pro schools are good.
They are. Look, and it's not like, we make a decent amount of the stuff up as far as, different drills and situations to put people in, but a lot of it's just stuff that we've done and learned from
Uh-huh.
from legends. This stuff has been around for a long time, and
Mhm.
you and I especially are so lucky that we've been able to learn from so many of the game's top players and really
Yeah.
truly a wide variety. When you go down the list of the players you and I have both played with
Yeah.
and learn from, it's kinda crazy, from
It
the
is.
Olivers to Lasoya to Bob Long to Shane Pastana, Nikki
Yeah.
Cuba, Mike Paxson. I mean, it really does Riley, that
Yeah.
it really does go a long way.
It's
It
unreal when you sit
it is
if we were to
unreal.
sit back
Yeah.
and write it out and think about it, you'd be like, "Oh, wow. Okay, we've seen some games, we've seen some people, we've had
Yeah,
some
for sure.
experiences." Huge shout out to Rich Telford. I saw him at the
Oh, yeah, and
ICPL as
Rich.
well,
Richie
and,
Rich.
he brought me up in the game, starting out in Modesto there, so gotta definitely show love for Rich. That's my dude.
Yeah, totally. Rich is funny. I actually was just watching a lot of the what was it called? The Midwest Open on Go Sports. And he did all the commentary out there. It's always funny
Yeah,
listening to Rich call games.
I know.
He's a character,
He
man.
doesn't play games with people, he lets them
He
know.
doesn't play games. He lets them know,
He's
for
funny,
sure.
man. He's
He is
hilarious.
funny. Yeah, shout out to Rich. We'll have to have him on one day. That'll be a good
Oh,
one. He's got
absolutely.
stories for days, dude.
He's
You
top of
actually
the
said
list.
that you said you created a little list out there of some legends that wanna come on. That's awesome.
Uh-huh.
Any names you
Yeah.
can meek here on the show?
Yeah, I mean, Frank the Tank, we're gonna get Frank the Tanker on
Oh,
here,
dude,
and
Frankie.
yeah, have him tell some more stories with us. I was playing with the All-Americans, so,
Uh-huh.
Robinson from the original All-Americans,
Damn.
he's also been in the game, has huge history with Smart Parts and, with the All-Americans. He still is the guy who runs everything with the All-A's and gets them all to those tournaments, so, have him, and then I know there's a lot of the Aftershock guys. We still haven't had Lasoya on. I saw him out there. There's just a
I
bunch of
want Lasoy
dudes.
on so bad. He's just so funny, dude.
Yeah,
I would just love to sit, again, we talk about this all the time. This is awesome. We get to just sit down and have
yeah.
conversations with people, but to be able to just sit down and have like 3 hours of Chris's time would be awesome.
Dude, we're so lucky we get to talk with these guys.
Yeah.
And Rich Telford as well. I want to have Rich on. I
Mhm,
want to have all these
mhm,
guys on, and they are the lineage that created. And there's a handful of other, you know,
mhm.
important role figures in the lineage that has become today's paintball scene. And we're just so honored to be able to get them on the show and have that database here so that we can all, hear these epic stories and learn a bit or two from them.
Totally, dude. Hey,
Yeah.
I do wanna talk about, since you were out at the 10-man, something that
Uh
I
huh.
keep hearing, and then we obviously played the 10-man in Boston, and,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wanna hear your thoughts on this, but I feel like there needs to be a little update to the rules. I love that we decided to go back to 10 man and like bring that back because it's brought a lot of players back to the game, and
Yeah.
it offers a platform for a different style of player to excel at, right? And I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a fan of the round robin style in the finals to where,
Hmm.
like one team can beat another team. And basically, if you end up being up by like 2 points, you can play a team in a new match and basically just sit there. And
Yeah.
the other team that might be way better, they can never beat you because
Uh huh.
they just they can't come to your side of the field and shoot anybody. You can sit there and just hide the whole time. I don't know. What do you think
Yeah.
about that? Like,
I think that we can definitely apply some pressure on that rule system because,
yeah.
yeah, we want to have action in every game, and we don't want to have any situations get set up to where there isn't that kind of action, or the numbers are set up
Mhm.
in a way that it takes away from the thrill of each game. We want them all to be just as exciting, and sometimes, like you said, that kind of thing happens, and yeah, I think that there may be an alternative route that we can use for scoring these things for sure.
Yeah, like there could be like 3 teams in the finals. One team beats the A team beats B, B beats C, and C
Uh huh.
beats A, right? They all beat a different team, and then it comes down to points. I don't know, it's kind of lame. Like I feel like it should be head to head. It's where
Yeah.
you should have 4 teams that go into semifinals. They play the semifinals, and then you have 2 teams that go into the finals, and that should be
Yeah.
it. Like I
Yeah.
I I feel like you would get more exciting games that way.
Agreed.
And people want to see a real winner. They want to see one team
Uh-huh.
beat another team. And I think there's
That's
a lot
true.
of action in these 10-man games that we could be, filming and stuff like that. Was this
Uh-huh.
on Go Sports? I don't even know actually. Did they have any
No,
webcasts for the ICPL?
they didn't. No,
No.
and which is a shame because there was a ton of
They
great
usually do.
players. Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes they'll just have it for like the hyperball. But
Right,
there
right,
was
right, right.
no video on that. Hyperball was nuts on this ladder field. It was crazy.
Well, dude,
Uh,
that's a legendary ladder field. Let's talk about that. That
yeah,
ladder goes down the center of the field from one end to the
all the
other, right?
way. Yeah. So
Nuts, dude.
if you peel like 3 guys off your side, you could go up the outside of that ladder all the way down the field to their side, their back middle essentially. And if they don't fill someone out to stop you, you could just climb all the way on the outside of the zipper there. So, we saw that quite a few times where the 3 guys on this side would get peeled off and they would just come zipping down on the outside of that zipper.
Yeah, but did anybody crawl in the middle of the zipper and
Oh
like
yeah.
get to the other team's side?
It would happen a little bit, not as much as on the outside, just
Oh, okay.
because
Wow.
typically
I would have thought the opposite. Okay.
you'll have a guy on the inside most of the time,
Right. Right.
and, if there's they won't come to the outside unless things are pretty cleared up and they can start coming down that way. But yeah, typically it would be like a two-man or a three-man battle where we would send 3 up the middle, they would send 3 up the middle, and then you would have just a gunfight down the pipeline, and it's crazy because it's your own little game in that pipeline
Yeah.
down that zipper, you know? You're just duking it out
Yeah.
with that guy down the, middle of the field.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's literally like
Yeah.
an alley or like a trench in the middle of the field,
Yeah.
but made out of hyperball tubes.
Yes. Yeah, it's
That's really
crazy.
badass, man.
I
That's
think
so
is it
cool.
on the push? I think it might even be in push, the zipper field and all that
It's
kind of
on one
stuff.
of them. Yeah, it's either on push or Sunday drivers.
Yeah.
I feel so bad that I get those mixed up often, but
Yeah.
you know,
Hey,
that was
they're great.
15 years ago. I was like, yeah, exactly. But it's on
Yeah.
one of those for sure, and it's definitely
Yep.
an iconic field.
And
Looked really badass.
oh, it was amazing. There's even on the tape side, the show tape, there's these huge subs that probably go 20 feet on one side and then 20 feet on the other. So it spans the whole middle 50 part of the field. If you get out to those subs, you can really start to put the pressure on them. And then I was playing on the snake side where it had all the low bunkers, and I would get up into the snake 50, and then I would typically get a couple guys cross field that are sleeping on me, or the guy that is in the L bunker on like the far tape. Typically, he would be sleeping on me, and then just gunfighting down my wire and snapping those guys out like in the
Oh,
God
yeah, yeah.
bunker that's right in front. So it was good. It was a lot of fun to just get out there and play.
Did it feel highly competitive, or did it
Oh
feel
yeah,
like it was more for fun?
it felt competitive. It
Yeah,
was, yeah,
sweet.
definitely. People were there to win, and they were giving it their all. It was pretty fun to play.
Nice, dude. Were there any
Yeah.
fights?
There was a little, scuffle out there, but, it wasn't
There
too
was.
bad, so yeah,
Who was it?
yeah, but, it was actually, just a couple guys just, mouthing off a little bit, but
Okay.
nothing
Okay.
too
Okay.
crazy. Um,
That
you know
happens. It's like always
yeah,
10-man
during
stuff.
these times, we gotta, do our best to, keep our heads because it's not the time right now. We gotta
Yeah, I
be
mean,
smart about it, you know?
100%. It's almost never the time. If you could avoid it, avoid it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even no matter what, it's you're right. It's never the time to do that. That you can just take a breath, think about, how grateful you could be. You're like, yo, look at I'm playing
We're out there,
paintball.
yeah. Yeah,
Let's just be
totally.
grateful and have some fun out here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%, man.
But yeah, dude, it was an amazing tournament. NXL is doing a great job. I can't wait to play more 10 man and all forms of paintball. I know we talk about that all the time, man. It's just
Yeah.
like
Right.
we just love all these different forms of paintball, and excited to play them all. It's the best.
Mhm. Yeah,
ICPL.
I've got my paintball gun, my Field 1-4 set up right over there. I wish I had it a little closer. I could show you guys, but I got it set up. I've been doing these BKI released. I don't know if you saw. I shared out my story, but we released this drill that you can do. It's by Rusty Glaze. It's actually just a motion drill with your equipment that you can do, not in your gear, but you just need your gun set up
Yeah.
in your living room. You can do it anywhere in your house. Very easy to perform. And just different paintball movements like off the break pull ups, different stuff like that, which is phenomenal for keeping yourself sharp. And if you can't get
Yeah.
to the field right now, it's a great thing to do to get ready for World Cup. It's again part of the BKI thing, but it's for free. You could just go to the Instagram and see it.
Totally.
So I've actually been doing it, because look, every little bit, I'm super hungry right now, man. We just haven't been able to
Hmm.
play as much, and so it's kind of been nice. I'm very curious to see how players show up to World Cup. The ones that haven't really been playing, or maybe
Yeah.
have been playing. I'm just curious to see how serious people are taking it right now, because it's really easy to write this year off. You know what I mean? That's the easy thing to do, is to say,
Hmm.
well, it's been an interesting year, and who cares really how we do? I'm gonna go and show up and try to perform, and if we win, great. If we don't, okay. I'm curious. I'm just curious to see how
Yeah.
people show up, but I know
Yeah.
how
Me
we're
too.
showing up.
I
Yeah.
know for sure, because I think you're right. It's easy to have that kind of a mindset right now.
Yeah.
It takes some willpower and some passion to get up and work out and do the little details, do these little drills,
Hmm.
and do all the things that are necessary so that when we show up to that tournament, we're not just showing up to play a tournament, but we're peaking and we're attacking and we're really giving it our full potential, because that's all you can ask for, right? I just need you to give me your full potential. And if I feel like that's happening, then I'm okay with however the outcomes are. If I'm not seeing full potential, then I just don't know how I feel about that. And I need to have that passion so that we can give ourselves the best look at winning these damn tournaments. I need some trophies, baby.
For sure, 100%,
Yeah,
100%. You really do.
that's what it's all
Um,
about.
I also am doing these workouts because I really need to work off some of the cannolis and steak and things that I ate over the weekend. We mentioned New York Wrecking Crew. I got to give such a big shout out to Rob, the
Yep.
big Rob, dude. Shout out to Big Rob. I don't know if he listens to all these, but if he does, man, just so much love to that guy. He's the owner of Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
He has really become a good friend of mine, first and foremost, and
Hmm.
he has so much passion for that organization and for paintball and pretty much everything he does. All he wants to do is win. He tries to give his team the best opportunity to win. And
Yeah.
when he brings me out there, he treats me like a king, man. If you
Love that.
if you guys kept up with any of the stories, we eat very well, which
Yeah.
is amazing. We go to some really nice restaurants and have really good Italian food. It's really nostalgic because my dad is from New York, and it's funny.
Yeah.
He reminds me so much of my dad, actually. A lot of things they say, their slang,
Yeah.
the way they talk, the ideas they have, because he's older as well. Rob is, in his mid 60s. Sorry, Rob, put you on blast here. He looks like he's in his lower 50s, though. He looks like a young gentleman.
Yeah, he's
But
thriving, baby.
he's
And
thriving
and
for
I
sure.
just want to say one thing. You guys, if you guys are playing for Rob, please do everything in your power to be the best you can be. Don't like, not everybody has a Rob, okay? So if you have a Rob, don't take it for granted. Don't just think that, this is the way paintball is, because that's not. I need you guys to work hard and really do the best you can for this guy. Make him want to continue to do this. Otherwise, Rob could
Dude,
be, who
that
knows what could happen. And it
dude, you
happens
are
all
so
the
right with
time,
that.
you
Yes.
know?
That
So
is you just
yeah,
touched on
just
something big. Yeah, that's people don't
yeah, man.
realize they don't realize what they have when they have an owner that really tries to give them the best
Yeah.
opportunities until that owner decides, okay, I've had enough. I'm
Yeah.
not getting the effort back or whatever it might be. And I'm not saying that that's the case,
No,
but
and it may not be, but
yeah,
all
we
my
want to
statement is
totally
just like,
for
let's make the
anybody.
most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
totally.
Yeah,
And
yeah, totally.
if your name's Jake or Sally or anybody, like,
Right.
we just want to make sure that we're giving it our all for the people that are there
Yes.
for us,
Yes.
because we
Totally.
don't want to take things for granted. We want to work our asses off and make it happen.
Totally. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
dude.
my guys are thinking I think they're thinking about even going to play another event this weekend.
There
They're
we
going to
go.
World Cup, so they got to stay on the grind and I'm sure I'll reconnect with them here soon and we'll start getting a little practice schedule going. Like I said, I just needed a little
Good.
was just had a little bit of a loss of words for yesterday. Usually we decompress a little bit as a team. We have a conversation.
Hmm.
We group together, but I didn't have much to say. It's all already been
And
said. And
yeah.
so
And
it was one
that's
of
like a
those.
statement as well.
It is totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, you guys, let's reassess here. Let's really take this to heart. We got to
Yeah.
take this to heart, so that, because it's not just some whimsical thing. We need to take it to heart and be serious about these events and how we place and how we can be the best.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny too. I mean, here we are. The team bumped up to D3.
Hmm.
That Team Power played D3 all last year. They actually won the NXL Chicago D3 event. So they're a good team. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah.
Um, and we got second place in the series only to them, and we're this upset. That's a good sign.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
good sign.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be always. And
Hmm.
that's the only way that you can ever reach those top goals, is if you
Hmm.
expect them and you work towards them and you treat yourself as if you deserve them. Um,
Yeah.
if you
Totally.
if you don't, then you don't reach it. It's really
Yeah.
simple. It's really
You
simple.
almost have to already, like, in your mind, have accomplished it and have seen it, and obviously been doing the work, and not just the physical, the mental work as well, which is a whole nother aspect, which is, if not more important than the physical.
Right.
Obviously, come Sunday, we need you to be playing at the best of your physical ability, but you have to be mentally sharp as well and make really good decisions. That's the only way you're going to win.
Well, totally. But being physically fit helps you make those mentally
Yeah,
difficult
that's
decisions as
right.
well, right? Like if you get tired, if you're tired, you're
Yeah,
mentally fatigued. You don't make good decisions. I've been a victim of that,
yeah.
playing point after point in some crazy heat, and
Hmm.
it come finals time, you're not quite 100%. Typically the other team's not 100% either, so it's kind
Yeah,
of like who's fighting through the hardest.
that's
But
right.
you're definitely not as sharp as you are Friday morning.
Uh-huh. That's right.
And the less you work, the less sharp you are, period.
That's right.
Oh,
That's point blank right there.
yeah.
Yeah. That's it, dude.
It's tough. Your
Yep.
legs are feeling like jello, your mind is mush.
Yeah.
You're trying to be like, "Okay, it's 3 on 2. How many bodies is that? 2? 1
Yeah.
plus 1 is 2. Okay, 2."
Totally. And then
You're
it's also
mush.
the nutrition to add
Oh,
to
yeah.
that as well,
Yeah.
taking our nutrition seriously, being properly hydrated,
Mhm.
having the right food to eat during the day on a Sunday that gets you all the way through all those rounds, and then you're ready to fire
Yeah.
on that final game for Sunday.
What kind of food do you like to eat during the day, Ty, on a Sunday, say? Where you're going
So
all the way, you're gonna have
typically,
3 or 4 big matches.
yeah, I will start out with a nice breakfast. It depends on how early our game is. If it's a super early game, then I'll keep it light. I don't like to roll in feeling like I've got too much in the belly. I like to play light. But if I'm playing at 10 o'clock or something and I wake up at 7, I'm gonna hammer in a good breakfast. Make sure that I'm charged up for the day. If it's an early game, I'll probably have something light, like maybe some scrambled eggs and like a bar, or like a vegetable juice type thing. Make sure I'm taking my transfuse, staying hydrated, drinking a ton of water. I'm like a water hound, dude. When it comes to these tournaments, I'm just slamming water like crazy.
It's one of the most
Yeah,
important things.
for sure. Because all too often, you get to cramping, you get to feeling fatigued, and it's because you're not drinking enough water. Literally, as soon as you drink the water, you feel like you got to go to the bathroom. You go pee, make sure that it's not yellow and like like you're super dehydrated, and you got to keep slamming water until it's clear and it's fully charged up with the water. Because if you don't, and you need to be doing that days prior as well. You can't just like
Exactly,
show up a
exactly.
day before and start drinking water. It's got to be something that you roll into strong, that you've been doing, and really just staying charged on that water.
Totally. The days leading up, or even the weeks leading up to the
Yeah.
event, nutrition has to be a big part of your
Uh-huh.
regiment. You can't just go into the event and say, "Okay, well now I'm going to eat healthy and drink water and take my electrolytes and all my
No.
stuff." That you need to make sure your body's primed with it. And
Hmm.
so I'm usually at least on a I mean, you and I both typically eat pretty healthy anyway,
Yeah.
so it's pretty easy to lock in and get extra strict for the few weeks leading up to events.
Yep.
For some people, it's a lot more difficult, but honestly, you should be making these changes anyway.
Yeah.
You really should. You're gonna
It's
feel
fun.
better. You're gonna have more energy. It's fun. Yeah,
It
it's good.
is.
It's good. Your
Yeah.
body feels super energized once you actually make the shift and you are pretty healthy, or you eat on the healthier side. You're exercising, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can't imagine going back, because if once you even start eating the other way,
Yeah.
you feel terrible. You really do. You don't feel good. You immediately
Hmm.
feel it.
For sure.
Yeah,
And
that's that.
you got to make it fun, right? Like no matter what you do
Yeah.
in life, if you're going to be successful at something, make it fun. Like if
Mm.
if the food is a struggle, eating the right things, we got to find a way to make it fun to get the right things in there, and enjoy the process of staying healthy and staying hydrated. Because, like Marcella said, you truly do feel the benefits. I know that when I'm eating healthy and staying hydrated, I feel super light. I feel way bouncier. I'm not so dense. I'm not so heavy. My thoughts are running clearer, and I'm just processing at a higher level when I'm eating clean.
Yeah, absolutely, Ty.
Yeah.
Can't stress it enough, man. It's highly, highly important to have a
Yeah.
proper diet, proper nutrition, and all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Um,
Totally.
I usually in the mornings, I keep it light as well. Maybe some hard boiled eggs and a piece of like wheat bread or something, which it's a little different than my normal diet. I usually try not to eat toast or bread, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
morning of an event, I want some quick carbs, stuff like that, some protein,
Yeah.
some fruit maybe, and then throughout the day, I do keep it really light.
Yep.
Throughout the day, after I've had the breakfast, I won't eat my meal until another meal until the day's completely done. I'll have like some protein bars maybe, or some fruit, or
Yeah.
some beef
Just
jerky,
light.
some nuts, something like that. Just light stuff. Exactly. Yeah,
Totally.
totally. I want to be
Well,
light. I want to be energized, but light.
yes. Yeah, and you don't, I mean, the food, the water is what'll kill you, right? Super fast. you can get by without food for days and days and days and days and be okay. But if you don't have water, you're going to be in some big trouble. And yeah, I agree. Like at these tournaments, you got to be light. You got to be on your toes. And when you're playing with that hunger, it makes you a little meaner. I know it makes me just super mean when I got a little hunger in the belly and I'm out there, feasting on the field. Huge shout out to Garden of Life. Thank you guys for everything you do for me. They've been, it's like a plant-based nutrition company, and they're in a lot of big stores. Garden of Life, go check them out. They've been sending me a bunch of great stuff that's keeping me charged up.
Yeah, I see that, dude. I'm super envious. Garden of
Well,
Life
I
is
got you,
awesome. They have so
baby.
much good
I'm
stuff, dude. I
bringing it.
know,
I'm
dude. That
bringing
protein
it.
bar was so good too. Yeah, I love it,
Yeah.
dude. Back to real quick what you said about being hungry. I've said it
Yeah.
on the show before, but I'll say it again.
Mhm.
I remember in 2007 World Cup
Yep.
Sunday morning with the Ironman. Brandon Short came up to me and was like, "Hey, don't eat breakfast today." I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "Champions win on an empty stomach."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay." We didn't eat breakfast and we went out and we won. We
Yeah.
won World Cup.
There you
First
go.
World Championship, and I'll never forget. I'll
I
never
believe
forget
it.
that. How you have 100%.
Yeah. As long as you got that water and you're
Yeah.
hydrated and,
Hmm.
you can eat something light or nothing at all, whatever you want to do, but you got to be charged with the water. And then yeah, stay hungry, my friends. You know what I mean? Go get them.
Totally.
Play
Yeah,
some
exactly.
ball.
Stay hungry, my friends. I like it.
Yeah.
So
That's what it's all about.
what's next? I know you have one more event
Uh-huh.
coming up.
Yeah. I'm going
What's
to
going on?
El Paso, Texas. Not this weekend. This upcoming weekend, we have a G2 event that we're doing at Wild West Paintball. So if you're in Arizona, go to
Nice.
G2 Paintball, check that out, and join us out there. We had over 40 people at our last G2 clinic, which was pretty amazing.
Sweet.
And
Yeah.
we just, for lack of better words, just beat them into the ground and gave them everything we had, and we're
Nice.
teaching everything we know at these clinics. So thank you for supporting that. And then El Paso, I'll be out there at El Paso Paintball. Go check them out on Instagram, and you can sign up for the clinic if you want to go and message them on Instagram at El Paso Paintball. So that's what's coming up, and then we got practice, which I cannot wait to get to, dude. I cannot wait to
I
see
can't wait.
everybody.
Yeah, I can't wait for practice. I really can't.
Yeah, I
We've talked
know.
about it, man. Come in with some fire. Can't
Yeah,
wait.
dude, I know. I can't wait to see the Goonies. They're coming.
Totally, dude. Yeah, we have a good schedule. So we're gonna be going to Arizona 3 weekends before the event, so that won't be a layout release, and we're gonna do a 3-day practice, little hell week kind of thing out there. We'll have a field
Yeah.
just to ourselves. Really get to put in a lot of work, which is gonna be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the weekend after that is gonna be in San Diego, I believe, against Houston Heat.
Nice.
And the weekend after that will be up north against Impact. So PTG fams, definitely stay tuned. We're gonna have tons of awesome stuff coming your guys' way.
Yep.
We're gonna get a little more active with the video stuff once we have practice going
Yeah.
for the YouTube channel, things like that. But it's good to be
Absolutely.
back, kind of traveling and shaking and baking a little bit, dude, and
Yep.
having some paintball events going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. This has been surreal. Like it's been
Hmm.
surreal. I never would have thought, 6 months ago or 5 months ago when we started this that we still wouldn't be, playing ball. But that's just the cards we're dealt, and we're gonna make the most of it and have some fun. We got
Totally.
this one last swing at it here for World Cup, and can't wait to see who shows up. It's gonna be a good one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Ty. Well, shoot, this was fun. I'm glad we caught everybody up with kind
Yeah.
of what we've been doing. Did you have anything else you want to share with the listeners?
I do want to just please everybody go and support Best
Yes.
Kids in Texas. We have the
I'm in the ranks.
I know, man, it's looking good. So Best Kids in Texas is on iTunes. It is on Amazon Prime Video. It costs them as much as a cup of coffee or like a couple quarters. Are you kidding me? Please go support paintball and help us boost this thing to the top. Because then what's going to happen is this film by Dan Napoli and Herd at Films is going to be able to be free on Amazon. That would be the next thing. And it's doing really well. So let's keep supporting it. I've bought it twice. Go buy it twice. Support paintball. Do whatever you got to do to make sure that this thing does well. And let's give it the
Absolutely.
best look we can. Because then who knows? It may be on Netflix for free for everybody to watch. Everybody seeing paintball. We need that. Okay.
That'd
Yeah.
be so freaking cool. Yeah, I bought my copy too. I didn't buy it twice, but I did buy
I know.
it. I did buy it.
Yeah, dude.
And it's an amazing documentary. You know, I really enjoyed it as well. So
Yeah, he did a phenomenal
everybody,
job.
Dan did an awesome job.
The music, it hits me, dude, every time. Like, the
know,
music is
I
so
know,
good, and the
I know.
videography. He's just a pro at it, man.
So.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, everybody. Thank you
Yep.
guys so much, listeners. Thank you
Yes,
for tuning
sir.
in, hanging out with us.
All right, Marshy, I love you, dude. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Love you too, brother.
Later, bro.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, everybody. That was it. Nice and quick, nice and easy. We really hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. Yeah, we, again, just wanted to catch you guys up with how our weekend went. We're kind of back in the swing of things, which is awesome. But don't worry, that doesn't mean that we're going to ease up on the long shows either. We just want to give you guys a little snack. We're going to have some big guests coming your way very soon. Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. And if you guys want, you can head over to ptgpaintball.com. Check out our website. Our Patreon's on there if you would like to support the show. We got some merchandise on there as well. Yeah, our website is brought to you by Rusty Glaze at Constant Pursuit. He does an amazing job building websites. If you guys need any website work done, you know that you could hit him up. And yeah, with that said, we can't wait to talk to you guys again, see you guys at some events in the very near future. For everybody out there, all the listeners, thank you guys, and we will see you soon.